Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Dad Approved, and this is a Dad Approved review of a Jeep knife. Now, the reason why I want to highlight this tool is this. Let me first start off by saying this is a must-have tool for every person. Why? You look at it and you're thinking, why is this the item or tool that every individual needs to own? Not only does every person need to own it, but their loved ones and spouses and families and friends should all own it too. And the reason being is not necessarily because the knife or the brand. Quite frankly, the knife or the brand is not the biggest concern for me. It's because of this feature at the end. Right? What is this that we're looking at? This is a glass breaker, but also this other feature here, the seatbelt cutter. Right? Now, granted, you can always pull out the knife blade and cut the seatbelt with the knife blade, but this one here, for a quick and easy access to cut that seatbelt, is huge. Right? Without even thinking about it, instinctively you can just reach for the item and then cut the seatbelt. And then this here, the glass carbide, the tip breaker right here, this is an extremely important tool. Why is this important? Well, the odds are more than a person being shot, more individuals are likely to be at risk for driving their vehicles and getting a car accident, right? Because we all use our vehicles, and depending on where you live, sometimes on an everyday basis, and sometimes you're spending hours in the car on your commute, and because of that, this is an essential tool, right? Firefighters, paramedics, EMTs, they carry, officers too. Why? Because they know that they have to smash the glass sometimes, because what happens when people get into accidents, sometimes the seatbelt mechanism or the doors, they fail, and people are trapped inside. And there are situations, believe it or not, you can check the news, you can Google it, where people get into a car accident and the car catches on fire and they're trapped inside and they can't get out, right? So imagine being a parent with a child and you can't get out of a burning vehicle. That is why this is actually not only in my car, but my wife's vehicle. And I keep him in the armrest at all times. And I've also told individuals who get into my car, just in case something happens, that this tool is there. And that's why it is a must-have for everyone. And I've gifted this too. Now, this particular item I got at Big 5 Sporting Goods, which is a retailer out in the California area, and the MSRP on it was $50, 50. And here's the thing: it's metal, metal handle. It's sturdy. It's got some grip to it. It's got a liner lock here. And the stainless steel on it is actually not too bad. If you look here, it's denoted as, let's see here, 440 stainless, right? And so I've put this to use, and in fact, because I've bought so many, this is my spare one that I keep at home or in the garage. If you look here, I've used it to cut drywall. Here's some paint and drywall dust. So I put this, if it's around and within arm's reach and I'm doing some work around the home and I'm doing some patching or fixing up some drywall, this is something that I routinely just grab because it's convenient. It's all, I always know where it is, right? And it's a little bit heavy, but that's good too because it feels very solid. I've used this knife, I've resharpened it, and it sharpens pretty easily. No complaints. Now, I said that the MSRP was on $50, but what I did was I found out that one day it was on sale, and it was on sale for $10. And so I bought a lot of these knives, and I just gifted them away, and I bought multiple for myself, and this is one of the leftovers that I had. So that's why I ended up just using it one day when I was working around the home, and I needed a quick knife. And I do have knives, but just this one was closer by, and I just went for this one. It doesn't have to be this brand. I don't even know if they make it or sell it. I bought it years ago. But the more important thing, more than the knife itself, is the tip, the glass carbide tip, the glass breaker, and the seatbelt cutter. These are essential items. This one, I can carry it if need be, and it's gotten some use when I'm working around the house. A deep pocket carry clip, so that when it's in the pants, it rides up, and so you don't see anything sticking out. Now, it does weigh a little bit because it's all metal, so when you do have it in the pocket, you do notice it. But if you don't own one of these, get one now. You know, the next time you're around a firefighter or EMT or paramedic or officer, take a look at their gear. What are they carrying? What are they using on the job? Why do you think that they have a glass breaker with them at all times, right? Why do they need it? Because they need to punch out the window and rescue people, individuals who are trapped in their vehicle. Now, when you use it, you don't want to break and hit the center of the glass, right? Because once it shatters, you can get cut. You want to hit the outside and then work around to break the glass. So you want to be careful of glass cutting you when you shatter or break glass, but you want to have this tool at hand. You know, for me, it was a small investment, you know, maybe $10 or $11, $12, but I have it in my car at all times. And I highly recommend that you, if you don't own one, that you get one, right? You get a glass breaker and a seatbelt cutter, or a glass breaker and a knife, or you know, something like this that has all three. Get one now, not only for yourself, but for your loved ones as well. If they're on the road a lot, get one. It's a great giftable item, and it is a must-have. It is a necessity. Every individual should have this. Now, we hope that we never have to use it, but just in case, when the time comes, or if you have to rescue someone else. If you're driving by and you see someone else and their hood's on fire or car's catching on fire and you have to rescue people, this is the tool that you want to have next to you. You want to have it in your vehicle. And for me, it's priced just right where, you know, people unfortunately sometimes steal or they get misplaced or lost, whatnot. I'm going to replace it. I'm going to keep one in the car no matter what. But if someone does, or if I do happen to lose it, I wouldn't feel as bad. Not that I would ever want my items to be taken. So I highly recommend, a must-have essential. This is definitely a DAD-approved item, DAD-approved, reviewed item, and every person, every adult should have and own one of these items. You can check on Amazon, eBay, whatever it takes, right? And for me, I've had this for a number of years. I have put the knife to quite a bit of use, and I've been somewhat abusive to it. You know, the tip is still there. It's metal frame, metal everything, and this has worked very well for me. $10 well spent, and I would do it in a heartbeat. And like I said, I've gifted these too, and people are very appreciative when you give this as a gift, when they understand the practicality, the reason why I gave it, and I explained to them they should keep it in their car. You know, this is not something that you need to carry around with you everywhere, but you should keep it in your car or have it available to you. If you want to carry it around everywhere, that's fine, but know that this one's a little bit heavier. A lot of manufacturers do make a combination knife / glass breaker / seatbelt cutter. I've seen it on Kershaw. I've seen it on Benchmade. So there's a lot of manufacturers. If you want to invest in high-end steel, you know, get better steel, or get a different type of handle, or maybe even some G10 handles or textured handles or some other type of item, maybe a more lighter knife, then you can upgrade, pay more money for it, and it can come either with the seatbelt cutter and the tip. Oftentimes, what you'll see is serrated knives, right, with the little teeth, and you can use the teeth or the serrated portion to cut through the seatbelt. But you know, when you're talking about a higher quality knife, the blades in steel are so much nicer and sharper that they don't have a problem cutting seatbelts as it is. So keep that in mind. Look around, do some research. Like I said, this is something that I do have in my car at all times, and because of that, think about your budget, because you can't just spend all your money just on one item, right? You have to buy multiple items, and so you want to go for a brand or company that you like. Thank you for watching my review. This is a DAD-approved review, and I want to say that if you own a glass breaker, if you've got any tips. Also, have you ever had to use it? And what brand or company did you go for? And is there anything important that you feel important to share? Please let me know in the comments below, because I want to know. You know, I've been gifting these, I've been recommending these. If there's anything inaccurate that I've said in my review, let me know. If you are a first responder, thank you for your service. And if you own one of these, what have you noticed out in the field experience, right? Because I've never had to use this, but those of you who have had to use it, what have you noticed? Is there any tips that you would recommend? Please let me know. Thank you. Hit like, subscribe, and thank you again, and I hope to provide more videos. Stay safe, everyone.